Right now, 1 million new cases in less than a week, a surge showing no signs of slowing in the United States.
Plus, Governor Evers introducing new COVID legislation this week, why Republican lawmakers say his plans won't work.
And after a chilly Sunday, things are going to warm up a little bit more, but we'll take a look at that long-term temperature trend in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Monday, November 16th. I'm Josh Breiter.
We're glad you're starting the week out with us. I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris is off today. The total number of U.S. coronavirus cases is now past 11 million, and deaths are at almost 250,000.
The latest updates from Johns Hopkins University this morning show cases have grown by 1 million in less than a week. As a country, we're currently averaging about 160,000 new cases per day. Hospitalizations are at a record high, far beyond the peak in the spring. Some hospitals say staffing is so dire right now, workers who test positive are allowed to keep working with coronavirus patients.
Wisconsin reported more than 5,500 new cases of the virus on Sunday. DHS and county dashboards show an all-time total of more than 312,000. 69,000 cases remain active. Menominee County has Wisconsin's second lowest population, but the highest rate of COVID cases out of any one county. They're currently counting 452 cases and 2 deaths. About 1 in 10 people in Menominee County have been infected.
As the number of people infected and killed by COVID continue to climb this morning, one thing remains the same: political gridlock at the state capitol. This week, Governor Evers is set to roll out new legislation, but the question is whether Republicans will be on board. The governor did not share details on his plans for coronavirus legislation, but did express doubt that something like a mask mandate or gathering restrictions would be included, citing a lack of support from Republicans.
They're not in favor of mandating anything, and that makes it more difficult.
The idea of saying somehow we're going to shut down businesses or we're going to go through this whole rigmarole that we did in the spring, that did not work. We need more voluntary compliance.
Republican leadership say they are considering things like helping with testing and staffing issues among healthcare workers. However, Democrats say that will not be enough to help the state gain control of the spreading virus. The legislature has not convened to pass legislation in more than 200 days.
Meanwhile, challenges continue against old orders from the governor. The state Supreme Court is set to hear arguments challenging Governor Evers' statewide mask mandate today. The case claims the governor is overstepping his authority with the orders he's been issuing. The current mask mandate is set to expire later this week. Even if it's struck down, though, health officials say you should still voluntarily wear a mask to reduce your risk of catching and transmitting the virus. Families with students in 2 Janesville schools can expect to get more information about their switch to online learning later today. Craig High School and Marshall Middle School are shifting to online instruction until after Thanksgiving break. They'll start remote learning starting Tuesday. School officials say there are several COVID cases among both students and staff at both of those schools.
Right now, Governor Evers is still asking students to design ornaments this year, despite there not being a holiday tree in the state capitol. This year's theme is hope. Evers closed the Capitol to the public back in March and says he has no plans to reopen it right now. The governor is asking students to make the ornaments for distribution to veterans' homes, hospitals, and nursing homes across the state.
6:03 now. Let's get a check on our weather with Hattie McLean. Hi, Hattie.
Good morning, Leah. Well, we're off to a pretty quiet start this morning, but take a look at the upper air weather patterns. It was chilly yesterday as the jet stream surged to our south, allowing some of that colder air that's been building in Canada to spill into the Great Lakes region. Now, going forward this week, some good news. The jet stream pattern is expected to change once again, and this pocket of colder air will shift towards the east, and some of the milder air out west will be allowed to move back into southern Wisconsin. So by the middle and end of the week, it's going to be a little bit warmer around here. Unfortunately, those warmer temperatures aren't going to stick around too long. As we head through the weekend into next week, another surge of cold air coming down from the north, and it looks like that colder air will sort of stay put. We'll trend closer to normal as we head into the holiday next Thursday for Thanksgiving. So here's a look at your high temperature trend. We're still a little bit up and down, a little cooler than normal on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. Highs only in the upper 30s, but then we're back up into the 50s, even pretty close to 60 degrees. Wouldn't be surprised to see some 60s on the map to the south on Thursday. Temperatures then cool down into the low 40s heading into next week. Take a look at weather track this morning. While we have clear skies here, there's a little bit of cloud cover across the upper Midwest. A batch of clouds moving across northeastern eastern Iowa. Also some snow spreading across Minnesota. That snow is going to hold together and work its way into northern Wisconsin. Here in the southern part of the state, it should be warm enough that we would see just a few sprinkles. Now, it is cold enough for snow right now, but the atmosphere is dry. 27 in Madison, 24 in the Dells, Janesville down to 28 now, so everyone starting out in the 20s. Our winds have diminished quite a bit. Yesterday was so windy. Today, the winds from the west still this morning, but around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Take a look at that wind speed forecast. I show you it today just because it's so different from yesterday. Those winds are going to stay, for the most part, less than 10 miles an hour. Our future track forecast model bringing in a little bit of cloud cover as we head through the morning hours. Again, that chance for sprinkles this afternoon. It's a pretty limited chance across southern Wisconsin. A little bit better as you get up into central Wisconsin. Overall, though, pretty quiet. Our highs today will be in the middle 40s. We're going to cool down again tonight, though. We're starting out tomorrow morning in the mid-20s. Take a look at that extended forecast. Sunshine tomorrow, but chilly again. 38 for the high on Tuesday. Then for the rest of the week, a little bit better. 48 on Wednesday. Very windy on Thursday as well, but highs will be close to 60.
Boy, those winds, it was really windy yesterday too, Hattie.
It certainly was, but at least Wednesday and Thursday, it'll be a warmer wind.
We'll take that. Thank you very much. Just about 6:06 now, nearly 2 weeks after Election Day, and President Trump still hasn't formally conceded. But President-elect Joe Biden isn't waiting as he continues the transition process. CBS's Bofta Imam is in Washington with the latest.
President Trump briefly acknowledged Joe Biden won the 2020 election on Sunday, tweeting out he won because the election was rigged.
It was good, actually, to see President Trump tweet out that he won. I think that's the start of an acknowledgement.
But Mr. Trump later tweeted that he concedes nothing and falsely claimed that he won.
Donald Trump's Twitter feed doesn't make Joe Biden president or not president. The American people did that.
John Bolton, President Trump's former national security advisor, says Republicans need to tell their supporters, some who protested over the weekend, that the president lost.
If the Republican voters are only hearing Donald Trump's misrepresentations, it's not surprising that they believe it.
President-elect Biden is moving forward with the transition process without the president's help. Today, he and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will deliver remarks on an economic recovery.
We need action during the lame duck. There's a lot of things that are going to have to wait until Joe Biden is president, but this is not one of them.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has worked with 6 administrations, says a smooth transition is necessary to fight the coronavirus.
It's almost like passing a baton in a race. You don't want to stop and then give it to somebody. You want to just essentially keep going.
The Biden team will start meeting with vaccine makers this week, but is not allowed to work with Fauci until the General Services Administration signs off on the transition process. Bofta Imam, CBS News, Washington.
The Trump appointee at the GSA has yet to acknowledge the Biden victory, holding up federal funding and office space usually given to the incoming administration right after the election. The latest count of electoral votes has Biden at 306 and Trump with 232.
With Thanksgiving now less than 2 weeks away, most students in the UW system will be going home for the first time since school started. Part of that process will also require a COVID-19 test before they leave campus and once they return. Campuses will also be testing students throughout the next week and a half if they are planning to travel home for the holiday, and will also test them if they return. The system is also asking students to finish the semester from home if possible if they leave for Thanksgiving. Some campuses say they expect similar procedures to be in place for winter break, but so far nothing has been decided for that. Less people planning to travel for Thanksgiving this year because of COVID. AAA says more Americans are planning to stay home. They estimate a 10% drop in travel and only about 50 million Americans traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday. But as pandemic numbers continue to surge, AAA expects that number to be even lower. They say anyone who is traveling during this holiday should plan ahead, be prepared for COVID protocols, following health guidance, and know the COVID restrictions in place at your destination. Local doctors are urging people to stay home and not travel at all for the holiday.
Those doctors also say they're predicting an unprecedented surge in COVID cases here in the U.S. after Thanksgiving. The chief of disaster medicine at George Washington University Hospital says he's, quote, terrified of what's to come. He says there will undoubtedly be a surge of cases after Thanksgiving, and if people don't learn from this holiday, there will be another major surge after Christmas. Health officials say the post-Thanksgiving surge will only add to already stressed out hospitals and will likely require new restrictions to be put in place.
6:09, let's take a look at your first warn traffic on this Monday morning as you head out right now across town. A look at the Madison maps, and only a couple of slowdowns along John Olin Drive near the Monona Terrace, and a couple of yellow and red spots showing up on East Washington Avenue as you approach the downtown area. Drive times as you head inbound, we're moving at posted speeds. John Olin Drive also looking good on this Monday. 6:10, coming up, we're learning more about a role a small Wisconsin village will have in the global effort to get a vaccine for the virus.
And later, concerns for indoor air quality, what air purifiers can do for your home. Stay with us.
Shop Wild Easttown Honda for clearance deals on over 400 new Hondas. Lease a new Civic for just $199. That's $199 and absolutely zero due-it signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Hey, no cell phones at the table.
But it's Grandma.
Hi, Mom.
It's time to cozy up and have fun. Go ahead, give your home those new items you're craving for a comfy new feel. The time is right. It's Slumberland's biggest Thanksgiving sale in 3 years. You'll get an additional 25% off our already low prices. Get your look for less at the Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandma.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keefe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet.
I got your back, you got mine. Think about you all the time. Together we can come through. That's what love's made of. Give thanks, no matter how you share it.
Culver's chicken sandwiches are proof that raised right tastes right.
I really care about the food we eat, and that all starts here.
The chicken that we serve to our kids is grown right here on our farm.
It takes growers like yourself to produce these great sandwiches at Culver's.
Every bite tastes like chicken is supposed to.
This is chicken raised right.
Our grilled chicken, our crispy chicken, and our spicy crispy chicken, they are amazing.
Welcome to delicious.
Wild Easttown Honda for clearance deals on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due-it signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
Welcome back at 6:13. We've got some breaking news in just the last few minutes. We're learning some promising new information on another possible vaccine for the coronavirus. Moderna says early data suggests its shot is more than 94% effective. In a study with 30,000 people, only 5 people who received the actual shot tested positive. 90 people involved in the vaccine trials tested positive, but had all been given a placebo. This comes just 1 week after Pfizer made a similar announcement. Both Moderna and Pfizer are planning to seek an emergency use authorization from the government sometime in the next few weeks.
A small town here in Wisconsin could play a big role in helping to end the pandemic. Drug maker Pfizer plans to use a distribution facility in Pleasant Prairie once it's granted an emergency use authorization for its vaccine. Pfizer is reaching out to the village for permits so it can use that space for storing mass amounts of the vaccine at sub-zero temperatures. Village Administrator Nathan Teal says he's known about the plan for months.
We're excited that, they chose us as a location back in 2004. They located a facility here. And so we've just had the fortunate role to continue to work with them.
Now, Pfizer is confirming the news, announcing its plans to distribute in Pleasant Prairie, as well as at its facility in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Each location will have its own designated area of the country for distribution. Looking ahead now to the Olympics in Tokyo next summer. The committee responsible for the Games says they are taking great efforts to make sure everyone who attends next year can be vaccinated. The president of the International Olympic Committee says he is confident spectators will be able to safely watch the events in person. The Tokyo Games are currently planned for next summer after, of course, being delayed this year. But if next summer comes and the Games still can't be held, the IOC says they will not be rescheduled again.
It wasn't pretty, but the Packers were able to pull off a win over the Jaguars yesterday. The Packers might have been going into the game a little too confident against one of the worst teams in the league. The Jaguars entered Sunday on a 7-game losing streak, and their starting quarterback was a rookie who's been played only one game. The Packers were down more than once yesterday. Aaron Rodgers gave them the lead in the second quarter, taking matters into his own hands for the touchdown. Jacksonville was back up by 3 in the fourth quarter when Rodgers found Davante Adams, who made the leaping grab for his 9th touchdown of the year. Packers win 24-20.
You got to earn everything you get, and people aren't just going to lay down, and you got to become ready to play and ready to work each and every day in order to get the results that you want. Again, we're fortunate, and we'll take the win, but we've got to improve, especially at home.
The Packers now 7-2 on the season. Next week, they're headed to Indianapolis to play former Badger Jonathan Taylor and the 6-3 Colts. Kickoff is set for 3:25 on Sunday.
A year unlike any other calls for a Masters unlike any other. Dustin Johnson took home the green jacket in the first ever fall edition of the event, which was originally postponed due to COVID concerns. COVID also impacting the future of golf here in Madison. Madison Park says while the pandemic forced courses closed for some time, they've since reopened and business has been better than expected. It's a big switch from 2019 when the city's courses went over par, picking up a $400,000 deficit. While the year isn't over yet, folks at the courses are confident the future of golf in Madison is on the right trajectory.
Breaking overnight at 6:16, Hurricane Iota is rapidly intensifying this morning, now moving toward Central America as a Category 4 hurricane. It's tracking to Nicaragua and Honduras, the same spot hit by Hurricane Eta just over a week ago. Evacuations are underway right now as it's expected to make landfall later today. Hattie's out on the patio with the latest storm track on this. Hattie, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. Yeah, Hurricane Iota is a very strong Category 4 storm. Sustained winds are around 145 miles an hour. Now, a Category 5 storm would be 156 miles an hour or greater. So you can see how close it is to a Category 5 storm. It's a large storm. Some of those outer bands of clouds already moving onshore. And this storm is moving to the west around 10 miles an hour. On its current track, it is expected to move onshore later on tonight. Now, this hurricane may continue to intensify some as it approaches land through the day today. It's going to bring torrential rainfall and deadly storm surge to, again, as Josh mentioned, the same areas that were hit just a couple weeks ago by Hurricane Eta. Now, it will track westward across Central America and then hopefully back out over the water, not to impact the United States. But we'll continue to watch it carefully over the next couple of days. Across the lower 48, all the activity on the radar map is in the northern tier of the United States. We're focusing in on that little bit of snow moving out of the Dakotas into Minnesota this morning. There is a chance that we'll see a little bit of that light precipitation later on this afternoon here in southern Wisconsin. Temperatures should be warmer today, though, so if we do see any precipitation, I would expect it to be just sprinkles. Now, our temperatures right now are in the 20s for the most part. A few spots along Lake Michigan still at 30 degrees, but otherwise, everyone's starting out in the 20s this morning. Wind chills in central and northern Wisconsin are down in the teens. Not much of a wind chill here in the southern part of the state. Our winds have luckily died down. Our bus stop weather forecast for today, though, it's a chilly morning. You'll want to bundle up. Highs will reach 45 this afternoon. Again, some clouds with just that small chance for a few sprinkles.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Concern over COVID-19 has many people worrying about indoor air quality and whether an air purifier can help. Consumer Reports experts reveal what a residential air purifier can really do when it comes to cleaning the air. Running an air purifier is a good idea to keep dust, smoke, and other allergens at bay inside your home. But if someone in your home is sick, can an air purifier help? Consumer Reports says the answer isn't a simple yes or no.
For an air purifier to be effective, it must be able to consistently draw enough air to reduce the amount of particles which contain the virus that persist in the air.
The HEPA filters in most residential air purifiers are certified to capture 99.97% of particles that are 0.3 micron in diameter. But the filters also capture both smaller and larger particles even more efficiently, including the coronavirus. But if someone in your home is sick, they should be isolated in a separate room with an air purifier. Even then, an air purifier isn't a cure-all.
The faster an air purifier can exchange air in a room, successfully passing the air through its filter, the better its chances are of capturing those virus-laden particles. Even then, it's not going to eliminate all the particles in the room, nor will the filter capture viruses that have landed on surfaces in the room.
CR says along with the use of an air purifier, people should continue to practice social distancing, wear protective face masks, and follow other guidelines provided by the CDC. This $830 air purifier from Blue Air is the best and fastest air purifier in CR's particle reduction tests. However, it is pricey and noisy at its highest speed. For less money, consider this Honeywell. It scores excellent and very good ratings at its highest speed and lower speed, respectively. Still ahead for us on this Monday morning, your once-in-a-lifetime chance to have a cinematic holiday celebration.
And coming up in our next half hour, helping your kids prepare for the holidays and ways your family can celebrate virtually. Stay with us.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Get more home for the holidays now with the Brothers Maine Black Friday is Today sale. Every single brand we carry is Black Friday price to move today. Check out front load washer and dryer pairs starting at $10.98 or just $5.49 each. This is your Black Friday store for more, including free delivery. The Black Friday is Today sale. Hurry in today for more selection, more savings, and more home for the holidays from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Goldman Cars is having a huge winter sale. Don't miss out on 2017 Ford Escape starting at $11,995 or $185 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2017 Ford Escape starting at $11,995 or $185 per month.
Goldman Cars is family owned and operated for over 50 years.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Or my brother, Donovan Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Think you're managing your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease?
Are you okay?
I did. But even when I was there, I never knew when my symptoms would keep us apart. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is for people who still have UC or Crohn's symptoms after trying other medications. And Humira helps people achieve remission that can last, so you can experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
The world needs people who fight for what's right. For us, that means fighting for you when an accident has turned your life upside down.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
All right, 6:24, the time of morning we always ask you to share your morning with us. And Kevin, repeat customer here at News 3 Now this morning, always sending in just beautiful shots. Really didn't let us down this morning, Josh.
It looks like very holiday-esque to me.
Doesn't it? With those, it almost looks like the Christmas lights are on some of those trees.
It does, yeah, and like you can tell it's just a really calm picture right there too. The glass, everything just looks beautiful.
We just need a little snow.
Exactly. Well, I'm sure, Hattie, you got that coming for us.
Eventually.
Well, guys, if you've ever wondered what it would be like to stay in one of those cute decked out holiday homes you see in Lifetime Christmas movies, well, now's your chance. Lifetime and VRBO.com have teamed up to create It's a Wonderful Lifetime Holiday House. The picture postcard home is in Greenwich, Connecticut, and you can stay for just $100 a night. The listing goes live on VRBO tomorrow. All rental fees go to charity.
So, Josh, when are you booking your stay?
Seriously, this is awesome. This is a great idea. And I'm always like super jealous of like these homes are always just so over the top gorgeous. Like, I mean, I go all out for Christmas,
Josh,
but not that crazy.
I imagine that your house already looks like this.
Right.
It does. It's very nice and very cozy. And you guys, I watched so many Hallmark and Lifetime Christmas movies this last weekend.
Of course you did.
It's okay. You're quarantining.
It's just kind of nice. It gives you a little break. You know, I feel like we deal with so much stress on every day-to-day. But sometimes you just need to give yourself a little bit of a rest, and everything's going to be okay, right? It's not always going to be a Hallmark movie, but you got to relax sometimes.
Very good.
Well, yesterday was a good day to be inside watching movies with those strong winds that we had. Luckily, our winds are lighter this morning. Take a live look from our Queen Bee Radio Sky Camera. This will offer a little encouragement. We have a nicer forecast on the way for today. It is 25 in Platteville, 27 here in Madison, 28 in Janesville. No winter storm watches in effect for the area. That's not supposed to be there. But here's Rudy in Jefferson. Our pet walk picture for today, we're looking at a high of 45 degrees.
Oh, Rudy, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Get $4,500 cash allowance on all 2020 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexaderm. And if you haven't tried Plexaderm, we've created the best offer yet with our Thanksgiving Plexaderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexaderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 at Plexadermtrial.com to celebrate this Thanksgiving.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I've spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexaderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexaderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexaderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexaderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This Thanksgiving is the best time to try Plexaderm at our starter price of of only $14.95. So if under-eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this Thanksgiving and see that younger-looking you. Your solution is at plexadermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Racine contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
Wisconsin's mask mandate is at risk of being repealed. What would come next if the state Supreme Court reverses the executive order?
And clear skies this morning and lighter winds today. All of the full forecast coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Monday morning, everyone. It is November 16th. I'm Josh Sprider.
Thanks for starting your week with us, folks. I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris has the day off. The state Supreme Court will hear oral arguments challenging the governor's statewide mask mandate today. A Waukesha County resident asked the court to hear the case, saying Governor Evers is overreaching his authority by issuing multiple orders instead of going through the state legislature. The current mask mandate set to expire on Saturday. Even if the state Supreme Court reverses it, though, the Biden administration says it plans to implement a nationwide mask mandate at the start of his term.
Developing now, the challenge in the Supreme Court comes as Governor Evers plans to introduce new COVID legislation, but an additional mask mandate or gathering restrictions aren't likely to be included. That's because of the previous court challenges Republicans have launched against the governor's efforts to slow the spread of the virus, saying he needed to follow legislative rules-making process.
The idea of saying somehow we're going to shut down businesses or we're going to go through this whole rigmarole that we did in the spring, that did not work. We need more voluntary compliance.
Republicans say they're considering things like helping with testing and addressing staffing issues in hospitals as potential actions, but they don't think the governor's strategy of passing bills without their input is productive. Those comments come as the legislature hasn't passed a bill in more than 200 days, according to an analysis from WizPolitics.
And unfortunately, we're seeing we don't have willing partners in the Republicans who are elected to office, where, frankly, they are acting as if they are pro-COVID by not allowing the governor's authority to move forward.
An estimate from the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluations warns deaths could double by the end of the year if no more actions are taken to slow the spread. We'll be tracking updates out of the Supreme Court hearings and developments on the governor's coronavirus legislation all day over on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
Governor Evers isn't the only governor looking to take more steps to address the pandemic. With more than 11 million confirmed cases in the U.S., several governors are announcing new prevention measures. Oregon, New Mexico, and the Navajo Nation are implementing their own versions of stay-at-home orders, where residents are encouraged to avoid any unnecessary activities outside their house. Several states are also implementing new restrictions on restaurants, bars, and gyms. President-elect Joe Biden is expected to speak today about the nation's recovery from the pandemic. VP-elect Kamala Harris will join Biden for that address. It's happening in Delaware. It's going to be the first time the two will speak on the country's economic situation since they won the election. Biden had campaigned on a plan to increase American jobs, strengthen Social Security, and fight against economic inequality. Analysts expect Biden's proposals, if executed, could bring back the 11 million jobs that were wiped out and have not yet been recovered during the pandemic.
Breaking news within the last hour, we've learned another vaccine is showing promising results and getting closer to seeking U.S. approval. Moderna says its shot is 94.5% effective. 94.5%. This comes a week after competitor Pfizer revealed its own vaccine to be similarly effective. Both companies are on track to seek permission for emergency use in the U.S. within weeks. It won't be widely available until later, since initial supplies will be limited and rationed. Roughly 70,000 Wisconsinites have active cases of COVID this morning. That number only expected to increase as we get closer to Thanksgiving. Millions are expected to travel for the holiday, which is why health experts predict we'll see another surge of cases following that day. An influx of hospitalizations could put healthcare workers in a position where they might have to pick who they can treat and who they have to turn away. A new public health order in Racine will force all schools to close their buildings from Thanksgiving through the end of the year. That includes private schools. The city currently has a 40% positivity rate heading into Thanksgiving. The Racine Public Health Department says they hope the new order prevents cases from surging even more after the holiday.
And we're concerned that, again, individuals will be responsible. They will interact with individuals outside their home. They'll go to gatherings and such. They won't be masked. They won't keep social distancing, and they won't stay home when they're ill.
The administrator says the health department is overwhelmed and hospitals are at surge capacity. Only 1 in 10 ICU beds in southeastern Wisconsin are currently available.
A group of Wisconsin high school students are using their free time to help out during the pandemic. 4 Ashwaubenon High School students are the creators of Project Wisco. That stands for Wooden Instrument to Supply COVID Patients with Oxygen. The group has spent hours after school designing this makeshift ventilator. It's non-invasive and intended to help patients through a nasal mask. The design has made its way all the way to the University of Kansas, where it was featured in a national contest and took home 3rd place. The ventilator design could be used for future machines at the University of Kansas's Medical School Hospital.
Coming up on 6:35, take a look at this new video into the newsroom overnight. This is New York City under a tornado warning. The National Weather Service sent out an emergency alert for people to take shelter. These videos posted on Twitter showing some of the heavy rain and wind gusts the city has been dealing with overnight. 6:35, Hattie McLean is here with a look at your first warned weather forecast. Boy, the wind all the way from here in the Midwest out east.
Yeah, some of those areas out east had hurricane force winds this past weekend. We had some pretty strong winds as well. Take a look at our wind gust reports. Monroe, 55 miles an hour. That was your peak gust. Close to 50, gusting in Lone Rock. Mineral Point and Platteville had 47-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Janesville, 45. Madison, we peaked at 44 miles an hour yesterday. Now, luckily, the winds have diminished quite a bit. Take a look at that temperature trend. Boy, it was chilly as well when you factored in those winds yesterday. Our temperatures went in the wrong direction throughout the day. We are starting in the 20s this morning. Things are pretty quiet, though, when you look at the radar map around here. But out to the west, you're seeing some snow moving into central parts of Minnesota, getting pretty close to the Twin Cities metro area this morning. That snow will continue to drift to the east and southeast as we go through the next several hours. We may see a few sprinkles here in southern Wisconsin as well. By the time the precipitation reaches us, though, our temperatures should be enough above freezing that it would likely be just a few sprinkles, and it's a pretty small chance at that. Here's a live look from the Edgewater Sky Camera. Clear skies this morning, 27 degrees. We have a very light westerly wind here in Madison, so no wind chill to report. Weather Track is showing you what's happening across the area. Mostly clear skies for most of southern Wisconsin. A little bit of cloud cover north of Dane County yet this morning. Here's a look at our temperatures. It is chilly to the north, 24 in the Dells, 23 in Camp Douglas. Juneau is at 26. Madison, Mineral Point, and Boscobel all at 27 degrees. Our Future Track forecast model shows you that there may be some clouds moving in through the afternoon. Here's that weak disturbance. Again, best chances for precipitation will stay to the north. Cannot rule out a few sprinkles, though. High temperatures should at least make it back into the mid-40s today. Heading into the evening hours, pretty quiet. Skies then clear back out overnight. We'll start tomorrow at 25 degrees. 38 is the high on Tuesday, so another chilly day. After that, a little bit easier to take. 48 on Wednesday with a southwesterly wind. Strong winds on Thursday, but that pushes high temperatures back up close to 60 degrees.
Yeah, we were saying earlier it's been kind of a windy stretch, but I'll take wind if it brings some sun with it.
That's right, a south wind, a warm wind.
Thank you, Hattie. 6:37 now. A local nonprofit is celebrating the opening of a new community space in Madison where everyone gets a seat at the table. It took Urban Triage just over a month to raise enough money to convert the former UW South Partnership space on South Park Street into their own community space. It includes a large gathering room, shared and private offices, a conference room, a kitchen, even a children's room. Brandy Grayson is the founder and CEO of the nonprofit. She says Urban Triage will use the space to continue to inspire Black economic empowerment.
So this would be that hub where people can come and get resources for, like, how do I start a business? What are the legal structures? What the business structures?
Our very own Jamie Perez got a full tour of the new site. You can check it up. It's up right now on channel3000.com.
Right now, health officials are urging families to not host in-person festivities this Thanksgiving and instead try a virtual celebration. But even without big dinners, you can still show your gratitude. Here's Amanda Quintana.
Connection is such a big focus during the holidays, and even though a lot of us are far apart, it's still important to show that love to your neighbors. SSM Health child psychologist Dr. Kathleen Hipke says try to remember back to the beginning of the pandemic, the creative ways families were staying in touch, like teaching grandma how to work Zoom, drawing pictures and writing letters to mail to relatives, and chalking sidewalks.
There's a big flurry of activity. Now it's been a lot of months and there's some fatigue, and just remembering, how did we do that? How have we done that over time? And how can we keep reaching out to our neighbors, because it helps us feel part of a bigger whole at a really difficult time, and that's critical.
Feeling like you're part of a larger community is really important for kids, and giving back to others can give them a sense of purpose. You can still safely donate food to local pantries for Thanksgiving baskets, but Dr. Hipke says your family can also do small things to give back, like calling a lonely family member to check in or raking a neighbor's leaves. She says she's seen teenagers offering up their tutoring services to neighborhood kids who are maybe struggling with virtual learning. As it starts to get colder, it'll be more difficult to see others who might be playing outside, but Dr. Hipke says families will just have to work a little bit harder to maintain those connections.
Amanda Quintana, thank you. Okay, so we've seen a lot of these set up during the pandemic, but the hug tents mean a little bit more this time of year. A Colorado nursing home set this one up this weekend, allowing its residents to hug their family members as we get into the holiday season. One resident says he just wanted to let his daughter know that everything is okay.
Oh gosh, yes, that was marvelous. I couldn't hold her hard enough. She's so sweet, it's just wonderful.
Tearjerker right there. The woman who set up this tent says she hopes other senior living homes will use it or build their own.
I want a hug tent.
Isn't that heartwarming? It's so important, especially for these nursing homes. They're so isolated inside there for their own safety, of course, but I mean, the opportunity to hug your family, it's something we all miss.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a really hard holiday season for a lot of people who normally, thrive off of that this time of the year.
Right.
All right. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic coming up on 641 this morning as you head out across southern Wisconsin right now. Here's a look at the Madison maps. Looks like we have a new stalled vehicle. This is on the interstate near 151 right now. Not seeing any delays up there quite yet. The rest of Madison looking like this. Couple of delays picking up along Park Street and also East Washington Avenue. Wider out now to Dane County. Again, not seeing too many issues out there this morning. We do have some slowdowns on Verona Road though as you approach the Beltline. Down to around 42 miles an hour right there. Live look outside on this Monday, seeing some daylight and a beautiful shot from the Edgewater Sky Camera at downtown Madison, though it is a cold start to this week. Hattie's going to have your Monday forecast coming up.
And before you finalize that holiday shopping list, Google has some suggestions you might want to check out. We'll share those trending gift ideas with you after the break.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Now during the Chevy Cyber Sales event, use $500 Cyber Cash on most SUV models to get $5,250 total cash allowance on most 2020 Equinox models. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough?
Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you.
I'm possible at Herzing.
On the next Live Before, we'll find out how to be a tourist in your hometown. It's Staycations.
And Will Loper will run down all the new movies and streaming shows you may or may not want to check out.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
We're back at 6:44. Before you finalize your holiday gift list, Google has some last-minute suggestions ahead of Black Friday. Google's Shopping 100 list looks at which products are rising in popularity over the last few months. Here's what's popular in toys for your kids: Barbie Dreamhouse, Super Mario Legos, and Paw Patrol playset. In kitchen goods, coffee makers and air fryers are popular right now. There's also a cotton candy maker coming in at number 8 on your screen. Below that, at number 10, just in time for Thanksgiving, is a turkey fryer and a 6-in-1 indoor grill.
All right, and in home goods, here's what's most popular: a propane steel patio heater, a few different vacuums, and a comfy wearable Sherpa blanket. Sign me up for that. I have one of those. It is really wonderful, Josh.
Yeah, they've got a lot of ideas right now that are perfect for like the pandemic, I feel like the patio heaters, I think, is huge. A lot of people trying to spend as much time outside of the home as possible right now.
Perfect for Wisconsin.
In this climate, how many do you think you need to heat a typical patio?
Oh my.
Do you need more than one as temperatures get down into the teens?
And they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
There are some restaurants, like the patios that I've seen, that they're going to try and have the patios going as long as they can into the winter, and I don't blame them right now.
Yeah.
Bundle up.
Well, I'll be eating outside with mittens and hats on as long as we can.
Only in Wisconsin.
That's true. That's true. Well, let's talk about our weather forecast. We do have milder temperatures in the forecast today. Look outside behind me. This is the Edgewater Sky Camera. Mostly clear skies early this morning. Temperatures are cool, though. We're at 27 degrees. Thank goodness those winds have diminished. Now they're out of the west, but just at 3 miles an hour. So no wind chill to report this morning. Here's a look at temperatures across the state. It is a little cooler in the Northwoods. There's still some snow on the ground in northern Wisconsin. 20 in Rhinelander and Ladysmith, only 19 in Superior this morning. There's a bit of a wind chill as well for some locations. It's feeling like the teens in many spots this morning. Here's a look at our wind chill forecast. We're not talking that strong wind, though, that we had yesterday, so wind chills are not going to be much of a factor today. It'll be feeling like it's in the 30s and low 40s this afternoon. Here's a look at your day planner temperatures. We are headed back into the 40s today. Look for a few more clouds midday, just an isolated chance for a few sprinkles as well.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. 6:47 now. Stick around. The morning sprint is coming up after the break.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
You know, kids, when I was your age, we didn't have the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. We had average cars that drove on average roads.
Save $500 on the 2021 Nissan Rogue.
Take your day from good to great with Perkins Great Plates Under 8. Get big flavor and even bigger savings with their stack of pancakes, our magnificent 7 breakfast, big bacon BLT, and more. Made fresh for just $8 or less. And always served safely, whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Nothing sweetens the season like a fresh baked pie from Perkins Holiday Bake Shop. Reserve yours today. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
Here, let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
Call Hillestead Heating and Cooling in Madison and Lodi. In the Monroe area, call Roofer Refrigeration and Heating.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Let's holiday. Let's light it up and dish it up. Let's stuff turkeys as well as stockings and never miss out on the mistletoe. Let's turn fresh into festive and festive into flavorful. Let's fill the kitchen with holiday sear and make memories over a cookie dough covered table. Let's carve it and share it, then savor it with a side and know where I'd rather be. Let's make a toast to what truly matters most, because the holidays are here, and no one does the holidays like Festival Foods.
Updating your home? Looking for that fresh new piece? See what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. Discover one-of-a-kind finds and discounts on appliances, furniture, and building supplies. Whatever your project, do yourself a favor and visit Habitat Restore.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. Download the Channel 3000 Firstborn app, sponsored by Group Health Cooperative, and be prepared for anything headed our way.
You know, kids, when I was your age, we didn't have the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. We had average cars that drove on average roads.
Save $500 on the 2021 Nissan Rogue.
The Bruce Company, your holiday experts.
It is 6:50, time for the morning sprint.
The state Supreme Court will hear oral arguments challenging the governor's statewide mask mandate today. A Waukesha County resident had asked the court to hear the case, saying Governor Evers is overreaching his authority by issuing multiple orders instead of going through the legislature. The current mask mandate is set to expire on Saturday. Even if the state Supreme Court reverses it, the Biden administration plans to implement its own nationwide mask mandate at the start of his term.
The challenge in the Supreme Court comes as Governor Evers plans to introduce new COVID legislation, but an additional mask mandate or gathering restrictions aren't likely to be included. This is because of the previous court challenges Republicans have launched against the governor's efforts to slow the spread of the virus. An estimate from the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluations warns deaths could double by the end of the year if no more actions are taken to slow the spread.
Roughly 70,000 Wisconsinites have active cases of COVID this morning. That number is only expected to increase as we get closer to Thanksgiving. Millions are expected to travel, which is why health experts predict we'll see another surge of cases following the holiday. An influx of hospitalizations could put healthcare workers in a position where they have to pick who they can treat and who they have to turn away.
How to celebrate Thanksgiving without making the pandemic worse is weighing on a lot of families. The CDC says getting together with friends and family in your bubble is still risky. Large indoor gatherings with people you don't live with is considered high risk and not advised. Local health experts like Dr. Jeff Potoff say the safest way to celebrate is to stay home and connect with family over the phone or through video calls. And breaking news within the last half hour, we're learning another vaccine is showing promising results and is getting closer to seeking U.S. approval. Moderna says its shot is 94.5% effective. This comes a week after competitor Pfizer revealed its own vaccine to be similarly effective. With companies both on track to seek permission for emergency use in the U.S. within the next week, it won't be widely available until later since initial supplies will be limited and rationed.
President-elect Joe Biden is expected to speak today about the nation's recovery from the pandemic. VP-elect Kamala Harris will join Biden for the address in Delaware. It will be the first time the two will speak on the country's economic situation since winning the election. Biden had campaigned on a plan to increase American jobs, strengthen Social Security, and fight against economic inequality.
Another company is recalling thousands of its cars that can catch fire. This time it's General Motors recalling the Chevy Bolt. The company says the problem is with batteries in 69,000 of the electric cars made from 2017 to 2019. So far, there have been 5 reported instances of fires with 2 people suffering from smoke inhalation and 1 home that's caught on fire. Safety regulators recommend parking the car outside until a temporary repair can be made by the dealer.
You will want to check where you parked your car in Monroe this morning. The city's calendar parking regulations are now in effect. You'll have to park on even sides of the street on even dates like today, and then park on odd sides on odd dates through March 31st. At night, you'll have to park your car on the side affected after midnight the following day. If you forget, it could cost you a $20 fine.
The Packers walking away with a weekend win after a shaky game against the Jaguars. The Packers had been down 20-17 in the fourth until they took the lead with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers finished the day with 325 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The Packers will play again on Sunday against Jonathan Taylor and the Indianapolis Colts.
I always wanted to say that I was the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history, and today I get to say that.
The Packers' David Bakhtiari making history this morning. The All-Pro left tackle is sticking with Green Bay under a 4-year, $103.5 million contract extension. This will make him the highest paid offensive lineman in history. The deal averages out to right around $23 million a year. With incentives, though, Bakhtiari can take home $105.5 million total.
The Badgers are back in the AP Top 10 after beating Michigan over the weekend. They hopped over Oregon, Miami, and Georgia to squeeze in at number 10. The only other team on the top 10 to move this week was Indiana, which climbed up to number 9 after a shutout win against Michigan State.
Dustin Johnson is the winner of the 2020 Masters tournament, scoring 20 below par. It's a new record, by the way. The 36-year-old is the 12th player to win without ever trailing at the end of any round. Johnson is the #1 ranked golfer in the world. It's his 2nd career major after winning the 2016 U.S. Open. He also won the FedEx Cup back in September.
4 astronauts are on their way to the International Space Station this morning after lifting off last night on a SpaceX rocket. U.S. Air Force Colonel Michael Hopkins is leading 2 Americans. Physicist Shannon Walker, an astronaut, Victor Glover, as well as Japanese astronaut Soichi Noguchi on a 27-hour trip. Glover will become the first black astronaut to spend an extended period aboard the space station, half a year. 6:55, a final look at your first warn traffic as you head out the door this morning and a look at the Madison maps. Looks like we do have a new crash here on the Beltline. Not seeing any delays there quite yet. We'll have updates for you on that coming up during CBS this morning. Your drive times around the metro looking like this, well above the posted speeds at this hour, and drive times also looking good. That's your first warn traffic.
And your first warn weather forecast starts with mostly clear skies this morning across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are in the 20s, so it's a cool start to the day. Here's a look at our wind speeds, though, much lighter than they were yesterday. Winds should stay in the 5 to 10 mile an hour range through most of the day. As you head out the door this morning, grab the sunglasses. You'll need them early. Temperatures will climb to a high of 45 with a few more clouds and just a slight chance for sprinkles this afternoon. Generally a dry forecast this week. Our next best chance for rain is going to come Friday night into Saturday.
All right, Hattie, thank you, and thanks for joining us. Beautiful shot at the sunrise. Make it a great day, everyone.